Hey everyone, welcome back. Ready for another deep dive?
Let's do it.
Awesome. Today we're tackling financial independence, something I know a lot of you are interested in, especially you, dear listener.
Yeah, who doesn't want to be financially free, right?
Exactly. And you've given us a really interesting article to work with, How to Achieve Financial Independence.
Looks like we've got a good roadmap ahead of us.
Definitely. We're going to get into the nuts and bolts of it all, break it down, and make it super digestible. No jargon, just straight talk on how to reach that sweet spot of financial freedom. And listener, this one's especially for you. You mentioned wanting more time for listeners' interest and feeling a little overwhelmed by all the info out there. Well, consider this your shortcut to clarity. We'll distill the key takeaways from the article, and by the end, you'll have a solid understanding of what financial independence really means, how to get there, and even the mindset shifts that can make a huge difference.
It's a journey, not a destination.
100%. So first things first, what exactly are we talking about here?
What is financial independence?
Exactly. The article says it's having enough wealth to cover all your expenses without needing to work.
Basically, you have enough money to live your life comfortably without being tied to a job.
So you could, quit your job tomorrow and still be totally fine.
More or less, yeah. It's about having that safety net, that financial cushion.
Okay, so that's the dream.
Right.
But how do we get there? The article mentions these 4 pillars.
Income generation, expense management, wise investments, and
Compound interest. I always get excited about compound interest. It's like magic. You put your money to work, and then it just keeps growing and growing.
yeah, that's the beauty of it. Time is your biggest ally when it comes to investing.
This is all starting to sound a lot less overwhelming already.
Uh-huh.
And listener, remember you mentioned wanting more time for listeners' interest. This is where it gets exciting. Imagine waking up every day without the pressure of needing a job. What would you pursue?
Think about the freedom that comes with financial independence. It's not just about money, it's about the lifestyle it affords. What would you do with that extra time and flexibility?
Travel the world, maybe, or start that business you've always dreamed of.
The possibilities are endless. The article really emphasizes that it's about creating a life you love on your own terms.
I love that. Okay, let's dive into these pillars a bit more. First up, income generation. It's not just about your 9 to 5, right? The article talks about diversifying your income streams. What does that mean exactly?
Basically, it means having multiple sources of income. So instead of relying solely on your paycheck, you might have income coming in from investments, rental properties, a side hustle.
Oh, like how you mentioned being interested in listeners' interest hobby. Could that be a potential income stream?
Definitely. If you're passionate about something, there's often a way to monetize it. The internet has opened up so many opportunities for people to turn their hobbies into businesses.
That's so cool. The article emphasizes that it's not about working more, but about working smarter. It's about creating a system where your money works for you, not the other way around.
That's the key. Okay, next up, expense management.
Ooh, this is where it gets real, right?
It's not about depriving yourself, but about being mindful of your spending habits. It's about making sure your money is aligned with your values and goals.
So, if your goal is to travel the world, maybe you cut back on eating out every night and put that money towards a plane ticket instead.
Exactly. It's about making conscious choices that support your long-term vision. The article talks about tracking your expenses, creating a budget, and identifying areas where you can potentially cut back without feeling deprived.
That makes a lot of sense. Listener, you mentioned wanting to simplify, and this can be a great starting point. By streamlining your spending and cutting out unnecessary expenses, you'll be amazed at how much money you can free up.
It's like decluttering your finances.
Love that analogy. All right, pillar number 3, wise investments. This one can seem intimidating, especially for beginners. What are the basics everyone should know?
Well, the article stresses the importance of long-term investing. It talks about things like stocks, bonds, mutual funds, and index funds.
I remember when I first started learning about investing, it felt like a whole different language.
It can definitely seem overwhelming at first, but there are tons of resources available to help you learn the ropes.
And don't forget, dear listener, you mentioned being a big reader. The article recommends several books that can help demystify investing. No need to become a Wall Street expert overnight. Just start with the basics and build from there.
The key takeaway is that investing is essential for building long-term wealth.
And let's not forget the magic of compound interest. Can we talk about that for a second? It still blows my mind how much your money can grow over time with compound interest. It's like if you invest $1,000 today and it earns, say, 7% interest annually, in 10 years you'll have almost doubled your money.
It's exponential growth. That's why starting early is so crucial. Even if you can only invest a small amount right now, it's better to start than wait. Time is on your side.
Got it. Start small, start early, and let that money work its magic. Okay, so we've talked about generating income, managing expenses, and investing wisely. But where do we actually start? The article mentions an action plan.
Step 1. Define your financial independence number. This is the amount of money you'll need to cover all your expenses without needing to work.
So like your magic number, basically.
Exactly. It gives you a clear target to aim for.
Makes sense. How do you figure out that number?
The article provides a formula, taking into account your current expenses, estimated future expenses, and your desired lifestyle. It's a personalized calculation.
Cool. So you have your target, now what?
The next step is to boost your earnings. This could involve negotiating a raise, acquiring new skills that make you more marketable, or even starting that side hustle we talked about.
I love that the article emphasizes taking action. It's not about waiting for things to happen. It's about being proactive and creating opportunities for yourself.
Exactly. It's about taking control of your financial future.
Okay, so you're boosting your income, but you also need to be saving aggressively, right? The article shared some really inspiring stories about people who achieved financial independence by putting away a significant chunk of their earnings. It's amazing what you can achieve when you prioritize saving.
It's about making it a habit, automating it if possible.
What's a realistic savings goal people should aim for?
It really depends on your individual circumstances, but the article suggests aiming for at least 20% of your income. Some people even strive for 50% or more. It may seem daunting, but even small changes can make a big difference over time.
Right. It's about those little steps adding up over time. Then there's the debt monster.
Ah, yes, debt. It can be a major obstacle on the road to financial independence.
For sure. The article talks about the importance of tackling high-interest debt first. It also mentions these two methods, snowball and avalanche. Can you explain those a bit more?
The snowball method involves paying off your smallest debts first. This creates a sense of momentum and can be really motivating. You see those small wins, and it keeps you going.
So it's like a psychological boost.
Exactly. The avalanche method, on the other hand, focuses on paying off your highest interest debts first. This saves you money in the long run, but it can be a bit tougher psychologically since those larger debts take longer to pay off.
Got it. So snowball for motivation, avalanche for saving money. And I guess it just depends on what works best for your personality, right?
Absolutely. Figure out what keeps you motivated and stick with it.
Consistency is key. And of course, we can't forget about the emergency fund. The article stresses how important it is to have that financial safety net. How much should people aim to have in their emergency fund?
The general recommendation is 3 6 months worth of living expenses.
So enough to cover your essential bills for a few months if, say, you lose your job or have an unexpected medical expense.
Yeah.
It's like a peace of mind fund.
Exactly. It allows you to navigate those bumps in the road without derailing your financial progress, and it frees up mental space to focus on the bigger picture.
Which brings us to the mindset piece. The article talks about shifting your perspective on money and embracing a more minimalist lifestyle.
It's about realizing that true wealth isn't just about material possessions. It's about having financial security, freedom, and the ability to live a life aligned with your values.
So less stuff, more experiences, more freedom. I can get behind that. You mentioned wanting to simplify your life, listener, and this mindset shift could be a game changer for you.
It's about prioritizing what truly matters to you.
And sometimes that means letting go of things that no longer serve you. Whether it's physical clutter or limiting beliefs, it's about creating space for what truly brings you joy and fulfillment.
Minimalism is about intentionality, not deprivation. It's about focusing on quality over quantity.
I love that. It's about having less stuff and more time for the things you love, like listeners' interest.
Exactly. Okay, last but not least, the article emphasizes that financial independence is a marathon, not a sprint. It requires patience, consistency, and a willingness to learn and adapt along the way.
It's about trusting the process, even when things get tough. And remember, you don't have to figure it all out overnight. Just take it one step at a time, keep learning, and celebrate those small wins along the way.
And remember, resources are available. The article mentions books, podcasts, and even financial advisors who can help guide you on your journey.
So there you have it. We've gone through the ins and outs of financial independence, from defining it to creating an action plan. The key takeaways. It's about creating multiple streams of income, being mindful of your expenses, investing wisely, and, most importantly, adopting the right mindset. Financial freedom is within reach, and it starts with taking that first step.
Imagine the possibilities that would open up if you achieved financial independence. What dreams would you chase? What impact could you make? What would your life look like if money wasn't a constant worry?
That's something to really ponder, listener. You've got this. Remember, you've already taken the first step by diving into this article. Now it's time to put that knowledge into action. And hey, feel free to reach out and share your progress along the way. We're here to cheer you on.
We're all on this journey together.
Absolutely. Until next time, happy investing.